Nope, never mind you.
That guy that just got missed out there on picking and choosing is probably the luckiest guy in this story, and he doesn't even know it.
I'll be back soon. Tommy, lock the door.
Every time I hear the dialogue of "I'll be back," I just think of Scream, because they won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back!
Do you believe in the supernatural now, Clement? What's your scientific excuse for this? Hello everyone, welcome back to another movie reaction. Today will be 2023's The Last Voyage of the Demeter, or as some countries have changed the name, Dracula, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It looks like they've tried to make it easier for audiences to understand that this is a Dracula movie. And that's exactly what this movie is. It is a Dracula movie. It's based on Bram Stoker's novel. It's a chapter that hasn't been adapted, I don't think, at all in live action. Because yeah, I'm thinking about it, Nosferatu, Christopher Lee's Dracula, and Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and many of the other adaptations have skipped this point. Most of them start where he's arriving in Transylvania, which is very interesting because I assume for people that briefly know about Dracula know that he survives the Demeter. But I think this movie will showcase maybe the most monstrous Dracula has been, because most of the movies haven't really unveiled the true monster that Dracula is. Maybe Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 90s movie, but most of the adaptations have just been a stoic man with a cape, which obviously is a big part of his character, but at the end of Bram Stoker's novel, he unleashes like the full power, and we've never really gotten that yet. So I feel this movie might be the most closest to that version, mostly because he's starving at this point and he's just got a full ship full of people to eat. So yeah, I'm walking into this thinking of a similar premise to 79's Alien, where instead of them being trapped on a ship, well, it is a ship, but not one in space, on water. And yeah, I'm interested to see how they take this movie, because again, it hasn't been adapted in film format yet. It's also a bit disappointing they didn't release this for Halloween. I'm going to put it up on the month of Halloween, the month it should have been released. But I'm going to end my rambling now and get straight into it. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. I'll put the movie here and we'll get right into it. Universal, please, can I get one video where you don't nuke me with copyright claims, please? In 1897, a Russian schooner was chartered to carry private cargo consisting of 50 wooden crates from Romania to England. When the ship arrived, it was a derelict. Also, 9 of those 50 crates were checked of an ancient vampire. The name of the vessel was the Demeter, and this is the story of its crew, based on the captain's log from the novel Dracula. That's also another really good point about this chapter, is it's not in the eyes of Dracula, it's based on the findings of the logs, which is really, really interesting. Damn, I thought this was in black and white for a second. That would have been really unique to take this movie in that perspective. We all know what boat this is. Dracula was actually very lucky that this boat conveniently crashed here instead of just being lost in sea where he would just die of starvation. He's a very lucky creature.
I went aboard, sir, to see if anyone was alive.
And? What's that?
Right, okay, so this is going to be the aftermath of what happens. So we're going to get like a back in time jump cut anytime soon.
This log is a record and a warning. We tried to stop him. If we didn't succeed, God have mercy on your souls.
I also love where it's like, we tried to stop him and all that. It's like, elaborate more. I mean, are you trying to stop him or are you helping him? Because you're just going to make people more confused. Maybe he hasn't left the ship yet and these guys are going to open the crate where maybe he's in slumber. cheeky little jump scare there. You're not going to scare me, movie. I'm liking the shots so far. It's given that retro feel. So this looks like one of the 50 crates. Oh no, it looks like probably all 50 are here. And security just decided to sleep that day and not check. I like the set pieces too. The ships look very Pirates of the Caribbean and One Piece as well.
6th of July, made port in Varna, Bulgaria. Don't wander far, Toby. We're not staying long.
I won't, Grandpa. I promise.
Elliot's got the meanest Wolverine beard here.
It's 3 able-bodied seamen. Bound for London. Paying gold.
I'm able and strong as an ox.
Your life is also going to be good payment too.
What did a sailor ever learn from a book?
Astronomy, for one. You can lose a chart. You can lose a compass, but you can't lose the stars, can you?
Most of these guys probably don't even know about that.
Nope, never mind you.
That guy that just got missed out there on picking and choosing is probably the luckiest guy in this story, and he doesn't even know it.
This is more than I paid to bring the damn cargo here. What did he spit at the end? Good leave or good riddance?
Good luck.
I wonder if that old mate knows something's fishy. Actually, no, he wouldn't. Why? He would have unloaded the cargo. If he knew there was a monster on ship, wouldn't he try to avoid it? Or maybe that's why he paid good money there, because he wants to brush his hands and ship the beast away from his homeland. I wonder which one is actually Dracula's crate. Is it the one that's going to probably be decked out in gold? Or is he going to be hiding and just have a regular crate? Yeah, they all look pretty just standard crates. Can't believe I'm talking about crates. There we go. So he's got some dragon insignia on it. He just can't help himself, can he? He has to just put his emblems all over his property.
Toby!
That's how he's going to gain his trust to the captain. He's going to grant this guy to go on the ship now.
I know this mark. It is a bad omen.
You could have killed the boy. I don't give a horse ass about dragons!
You're right, the boy could have died, and that crate is probably the reason why.
God save you all. May he save the ship. May he save the crew.
Another guy who's saved. So that looks like 2 people who have been really, really lucky when it comes to this ship. Maybe it's not a bad omen after all.
You leave port within the hour. You prove to be lying about knowing your way around the boat. I'll throw you off aboard myself, astronomer.
Kind words there. Very kind. I've always found ship designs really cool, especially retro ones like this. It's just, I'll be caught dead sailing sea, to be honest. That ship just screams death. Even the creepy, like, statue of that woman at the front.
Captain doesn't like me fiddling. This here is Huckleberry. But
Dog in horror movie, that's great start there. But hey, let's be positive. Maybe the dog's the only survivor.
Turkish cotton, 10 barrels of petroleum, and private crates marked for London. With no
Petroleum, Doc Brown will like that.
crew in high spirits.
I also just remembered that Dracula's not going to be in human mode in this as well, I think, because he's pretty much hungry and he wants to go full power to feed on these people, pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see what take this goes, if he's going to kill stealthy or he's just going to go full animalistic.
12 knots on a nor'easter. Wheels kick it a bit, but she'll settle down.
12 knots. We'll reach London well before August the 6th.
Yeah, you probably will be there before August, but your status of alive is going to be the big factor here.
I've decided this is to be my final voyage, Mr. Wojciech. I will arrange for you to be my successor as captain of the Demeter.
Really nice seeing this perspective of the people on the ship and what could have been if they were able to survive it, or if Dracula wasn't on this ship at all. These guys had bigger dreams once they got off this ship and to aspire more, but it unfortunately was the last thing they ever did. All that singing up on the deck has pissed him off.
Hey, you're the funny ones, aren't you? What are you not going to do with yours?
The generous soul will be made rich.
They keep lingering on that dog. I'm pretty concerned about the dog now. Please, can the dog at the least be the last victim?
I know what a brothel is anyway.
Do you now?
Yeah. It's a place where we pay women to take off their knickers.
Yeah, something like that.
The more of it I see, the less any of it makes sense.
Perhaps it is not meant to be understood, but rather experienced and accepted.
Wise words from the captain there.
But I need to get to the heart of it and understand why the world has so much goodness inside it, and yet...
What's crazy to me is people having this discussion back in the 1800s and people still haven't gotten that answer yet. But I do agree with what the captain said. It should be an experience more.
What the devil is that? Toby, see to the livestock.
Oh no, wait, is Toby going to be the first dead?
What's gotten into them?
It's probably just the weather.
Oh, okay, so he's going to build up Dracula. He's going to eat the livestock first, then maybe the kid, or probably the dog. And then he's going to go to the bigger threats. Okay, he's playing it smart.
What was that, Mr. Clements?
Fetch the captain, man. Tell him something fell in the cargo hold.
I would not go in there alone. I tell you what, I did mention Alien at the start. This does give a bit of Alien vibes, the whole isolated rooms. This especially reminds me of the basement type area in the Nostromo ship. Okay, so he's pretty much out now. So he's already taken a victim. She's pretty much bait, so have fun.
What in the seven hells?
She was below deck. A stowaway. A stowaway who is going to die if we don't administer proper medical care.
Yeah, and him as a doctor, he's taken the Hippocratic Oath where he basically has to just... It's his obligation as a doctor to help anyone.
Her body's infected. I need to attempt a transfusion.
You're joking.
You are of aid to me, or you are in my way and need to leave. In either case, please, make yourself apparent and fulfill your purpose.
Big words there, you're going to confuse all these men. I wonder if these guys are armed, or at least have like a flintlock to defend themselves with.
At least let us off at the next port.
Us, is it? I see where your loyalty lies, Mr. Clements.
He's a doctor, he's obligated to help people that need help. I don't think he cares about the bonus of the ship.
I prefer not to have my final voyage at the helm of the Demeter marred by the death of a young woman. Stowaway or not.
Right, you're not proving yourself to be a good captain. Having that temper tantrum like that, you're not going to be the great successor of the Demeter.
You look after her for me, will you? Anyone tries to see her, you come get me or the captain straight away, you understand?
Yeah.
Alright then, go on. It's a good lad.
I think the rightful owner of this property, which is actually a wild statement to say, but it's something Dracula would say, is going to come and reclaim this.
It's the Mediterranean in dawn. It's a good time, isn't it? Greece should be to our starboard.
I don't think you're making it to Greece, buddy. Okay, so I'm guessing he might be the first victim. Maybe the dog is safe, after all. Classic hand on shoulder jump scare. That scares absolutely no one.
Did no one pass by?
See what? There's no one on deck but us.
There is something out there. Someone.
Yes. Giant humanoid bat creature. That's probably a better description. What was that? Is that Dracula crawling around? No, come on. What is it with horror movies killing dogs? Why? It's the oldest thing in the horror movie checkbook, killing dogs. Why? Can we just have one dog survive a horror movie? Ah, he's killed all the farm animals.
Any man with knowledge of this heinous act needs to step forward now or find themselves in irons later.
Interesting they think someone would purposely try and sabotage this, because this is basically just killing the whole crew, including the person that they would assume would do this.
The girl was in no shape to do anything of the sort, and Mr. Voyager can attest to that, even if he'd rather not.
But why has that guy got some weird thing about the girl? Does he want to eat her or something? What's going on?
The dog was ripped into. Perhaps he went rabid. Was gored by one of the larger livestock as it attacked her.
You think Hawk did this?
Yeah, right. I don't know if the dog's that strong enough to bite the livestock like that.
Rabies. Bad luck is all. Push on through, as we always do.
If this is an outbreak, then we'll need to make port.
Wow, okay, rabies is this old? I had no idea. I mean, come over here, the upside down underland. Rabies don't exist here. So I'm surprised it's that old.
No, we won't make our bonus. No. What are you talking about? Then we lose the bonus wage. We can't make porches. No.
Mr. Clements.
Right, and this is going to be the downfall of them. They had the warning signs here to port early, and they chose money over it, so...
Not rabies that opened up the livestock cages. There is only 2 people, Suka in the tool shed, and this darky savage pretending to be doctor.
I was going to say, okay, he's thinking logically, but now, no.
No man did this. Evil is on board. Powerful evil.
Right, so he was the one that first hand saw Dracula. Why don't they go where the crates are, you know, just to investigate there? As a group, of course, don't go one by one, because that's dumb. Because you retrieved the unconscious girl there, so logically there would be something else in there. Ah, well, speaking of the girl, he's gonna come and feast, isn't he? Or is he already taking control of her? So it looks like he's already got a servant of some sort.
Hey, Huck was a good dog, son.
I promised the captain. It was my job to look after them.
That's sad. Someone as young as him had all that responsibility.
There are things in this world that we can't control, but we do our best.
Thanks, Mr. Clements.
Man, these are the only 2 people I really like care on this ship so far. And if you know the story, you already know the outcome, and it's not a positive one. So he's looking very Nosferatu-esque here, very spindly and lanky, compared to like the jacked demigod type creature he becomes later on in the novel.
Afraid I don't believe in superstitions, Mr. O'Goran. I believe in science, in nature. Keep your science. I saw your face in the dark last night. You saw it. Same as I.
Really, I didn't see the perspective of Clements seeing Dracula. I only saw that guy see him.
16th of July. Rough weather last 3 days, and all hands busy with sail.
Also, I wonder if they're going to tackle the sun thing with Dracula, do it accurate to the book, because Nosferatu was the first Dracula character that actually got killed by the sunlight, while in the original book it just weakened him. It'll be interesting to see which way they take from this.
She repeats a word over and over. Harandi. Feed.
You should be second guessing now about that livestock.
The rats. I was checking the larder, they're all gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone?
Mean what I say, gone.
So he's eating them. I doubt you get a lot of nutrition from rats.
A boat without rats. Such a thing is against nature.
At this point, I really would hope you have like weaponry here, even if it's just like a crossbow, something, and pretty much check every corner of this ship. Better watch out. Wait, is he hanging off the sail? That's her. She's probably gonna lure this guy now. Yep.
Where the hell did you come
from? He's digging into him. Interesting design as well. Like I said, very Nosferatu, very lanky and skinny. Such a gnarly concept as well. Draining person's blood. Dracula cleaned the deck. That would be pretty nice of him if he cleaned it. Come on, you're pretty smart. You should be clicking on that something animalistic is on this ship, and you should listen to the other guy. Also, how nice of Dracula to clean up after himself as well. Very polite.
Slipped on the deck and fell overboard.
Right after he bled all over the deck.
And what were you doing up in the middle of the night?
He's gonna blame him.
Yeah, I killed him. Somehow managed to keep myself free of all the blood you see staining the boards. Then I rang the signal bell to report myself. It's quite brilliant, isn't it, Mr. Wojcik? Open and shut case.
Well, these guys aren't detectives after all.
The dog's body, I examined it. It wasn't killed in the larder like the other animals. Bite marks on its neck, all the animals did.
Right.
He is here. We have to get off this boat. Now!
What an entrance.
He.
Elaborate. Come on.
It is spoken in my village of an evil that lives in the mountains above. A castle older than any of us.
I mean, to be fair, Dracula does do a good job hiding. It's like, yeah, I live in the biggest castle in the village and murders around this house? No, not at all.
I knew that the elders, they made bargains for the safety of our people.
She was the bargain, pretty much, yeah.
You believe that he brought you on board? Why?
She's bait, pretty much.
He brought me here to feed.
Okay, yeah, so he used her as like a backup source if there wasn't enough people, but by the looks of it, he's killing everyone else now.
In the night, it drinks our blood, and he is on this ship. Which means that we will never leave it.
Bam. Sneaky Dracula there. I'm actually surprised he's acting this sneaky because he has nothing to lose by going rampage mode on this boat. Unless if he's just doing it for the thrill, which could be a factor. I liked this guy as well. He's probably going to get killed as well. Well, they all pretty much do, but... I can't tell because of the lighting if that's CGI or prosthetic. If it's someone in a suit. It looks okay in the lighting. Got all the jagged teeth too. Looks disgusting. Where's the other guy? He's on the sail, isn't he? He's crawling and climbing on the top. The best bet's probably to throw him overboard at this point. Do they have a chance to port now? Because if they do, they definitely should. It's gone to a point where you need to leave this ship.
Anything could have happened. Perhaps some rigging wrapped around this throat.
This guy's an idiot. And he wants to be captain.
I want 2 men for every watch. Armed. No exceptions.
Smart. So they actually do have weaponry. Okay. I was going to say, I haven't seen any of them have any weapons. Hopefully they still have like some garlic or something in the kitchen. So they're checking the coffin or the crate that she came out of, because I think that's probably a good way to start.
I'll be back soon. Tony, lock the door.
Every time I hear the dialogue of I'll be back, I just think of Scream, because they won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back!
So what's going on with him now? Dracula gonna come and finish him off, or just use him as bait, maybe? Yeah, he's controlled him of some sort. Alright. They didn't keep the kid in the same room with that guy, right? This kid's dead. Why is he snooping around? Your grandfather said lock the door and just stay in that room, and
You're up.
his urge for killing is up as well. Come on, kid. Now the thing is, this door was opened, so someone's probably in here. I still reckon you've locked yourself in here with someone. I think Dracula's probably in here. Very effective way to open the door there, just smash your head on it. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help you. It hasn't really helped anyone.
Okay.
You know something's up. Come on. If you don't believe in the spirits and all that, you know at the least he's infected with rabies. Well, obviously we know it's not rabies, it's Dracula's infected him. I knew it. He locked himself in here with Dracula. I knew it. Hey, that was probably the best shot in the film there. I like that. You know what? Salute the movie for doing this. I thought they wouldn't be ballsy enough to do this, to have a child get murdered by Dracula, but they done it. Brutal. Brutal. Well, you all saw the beast, so her story adds up now. You have to kill the other guy as well now.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Can hear everything.
I don't think that's your crewmate anymore. That's not him anymore.
It burns.
He's gonna die from the sunlight. This is an added thing that Nosferatu put into the lore of Dracula, because in Bram Stoker's original, he didn't die from sunlight, but I forgot if his victims weakened by it and can die. That's why I've always found Nosferatu very interesting of a film, because a movie that once was supposed to be burnt and destroyed and not existent is so influential with the character of Dracula now. It's just a weird turn. Yeah, you really had no choice. Do you believe in the supernatural now, Clement? What's your scientific excuse for this?
It's fair to assume it is in the boy. He has all the same symptoms.
But your blood transfusion saved the girl.
Now, Toby.
Right, because he used the girl to maybe slowly draw blood from her, because he probably thought that was his only source of food. So now he sees a smorgasbord, he's just gonna let loose.
He has controlled my village for generations. Do you think I have any notion how to kill him?
Well, you got nothing to lose, you might as well try. I mean, you got those bullets there for no reason if you don't. And if all else fails, attempt to sink the ship.
6th of July, private cargo, consigned for Carfax Abbey, London. Doesn't say the owner.
Right, smart. Go to the logs and they'll find that crate and destroy it. But at this point, why would you have waited at night time to do this? Wasn't it still daytime when they were talking about shit? What?
For you catch
cast me into the deep.
Yeah, have fun. He's just drifting in the fog. That guy's dead. Or maybe he does survive. Maybe he's the sole survivor of this ship. How good of a twist would it be if she's not actually cured, but she's still helping Dracula? Find the one with the dragon inscriptions on it. Oh wait, there's actually a fair bit of them with the dragon symbols. Why is that? Oh no, it's probably this one. Couldn't it be more obvious?
Look.
He built a custom crate, of course. Surprised it isn't gold plated. I just love how petty Dracula is too. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna travel in this boat with style and have just all my gold and trinkets and all that. This guy's probably dead. I thought maybe he did escape. Maybe we're gonna see like the actual bat transformation of Dracula flying and swooping him.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
Repeating his words is mocking him. Wait, he's heard that? How? The design does look a mix of CGI. When he landed, that looked a bit CGI blended. It's covered with the fog aesthetic, so it looks fine. I would have liked practical though.
This world is cruel and uncaring. May Toby find his next home to be a kinder one.
Wait.
Don't be an idiot. I understand where he's coming from, but you can't just have a rotting corpse here and just be in denial that he's still alive. He's not.
He has no heartbeat. He's gone.
I tell you, he's alive. He moved.
Captain Elliot, please.
Don't tell me he's gonna go on some rampage now. Well, he was right. He did move. The boy and Clements were my favourites in the whole cruise. You know, they actually were the only ones connecting and bonding well, and shame what happened.
I need to know why. It is the way it is and why it does what it does, and then I will remind the beast that it, like the world, has absolutely no hold over me.
I really love Clement's enthusiasm, but he is in a horror movie, and we all know the outcome of what's going to happen, so...
If we barricade this cabin...
We're a day from London with this wind.
And they only had a day left as well. So how does it all go wrong?
We must sink the ship with him on it.
Right, that's the only way.
This is my home, and I will not tear her apart for this bloody thing!
You don't have a choice, you're gonna die. I don't think Dracula cares about your sentiment to the boat. He's gonna do it.
It's got to be me. We barricade the hold, so that he only has one way out on deck.
I think it would have been also a better idea to do all that, but then go down and destroy his coffin, because then he's got nowhere to sleep and run away to when the sun comes out.
We're abandoning ship.
Abandoning ship.
Aye, sir. Mr. Wojcik's below deck making preparations as we speak.
He's gone insane. He's a danger to the crew. You probably have to kill him too at this point now. Also, he wrote in his journal, and he didn't describe what he saw. Wouldn't you want to accurately depict this guy so people who finds the records know a bit more in detail what this creature is?
You cannot sink the Demeter.
Picture Toby's face.
You don't have a choice. Give Clements the gun now. Clements, pick up that gun. He can take his little crucifix charm, grab that gun and take it away from him just in case. Well, it's nighttime now. This is pretty much the last stand now. The next morning they'll be at England. They also should have probably set up a backup plan if they're not able to kill him. and sacrifice yourself, burn the ship. If all else failed, you should have at least had that backup plan.
There she is. The shores of England. Looks like there's a storm blowing in. Keep your eyes on the deck.
Yeah, no sightseeing. Nice effect there of the fog. It's just all the odds are against them now. I can't have 1 ounce of good luck to even attempt to kill this Dracula. Hopefully their plan worked where he can only come out one way. Yeah, it looks like he's only able... But why is there no eyes on that one entrance?
Dear God, it has wings. It's coming! Oh, for God's sake, got it!
That's it, burn the ship. Initiate the backup plan, pour the gasoline all on the deck and just burn the ship down. Why do there have to be fog as well? Like, can they just make it even more one-sided? I mean, come on, at least give these guys a fair shot to fight. Whoa. The crate that barricaded is open now. Oh, actually, you know what that means now? Because they've opened that crate, he can go back in slumber when the ship eventually smashes. Yeah, lucky.
We have to hurry! We're close to the shore!
We need Wojciech and the captain!
I'm fine! Cut the ropes if you have to be getting free!
I think she might be the only survivor, maybe. Maybe they're going to change the story up and have her end up just being like an assistant to Dracula later on. Because she's somewhat still controlled by him. So maybe there's a possibility she lives as a servant to him. Okay, so he's going to sink the ship. You probably should have burnt it instead of sinking it.
Where are you? Wojciech!
You probably have to finish doing his work now. I mean, look at this bullshit luck all this crew have too. They truly are cursed because Dracula's on this ship. Like, there's a fog, there's storms. Nothing's just on their side.
Captain!
It looks like he's trying to crash it, maybe?
I renounce you! Devil! I renounce you!
I'm also trying to remember why the Bela Lugosi, Dracula, and Christopher Lee were weakened by crucifixes in the films. Is it because maybe he was not fully powered at that time?
Let them know I was true to my trust.
I will, Captain. I promise.
Maybe you should have wrote it in your diary entries as well. Bit of a superhero pose there for Dracula. What's he doing? Oh, okay. Is he suffocating her with the wings?
You bastard! Get to the boat!
Oh, he just got sliced open, he's dead. Poor Clements.
Do you know? You!
Die, you devil!
So that's how the boat crashes. She chopped the mask down. Nice, impaled him. Interesting, so they're going to get lost at sea now pretty much. They're just going to probably get eaten by sharks or other animals. RIP to Demeter. And then yeah, now back to the start of the movie where it crashes into these rocks. Yeah, I'm also surprised that he slowly hasn't transformed into a human mode and we haven't seen that yet in this movie. I assume now when he crash lands into the rocks, he maybe turns into a human to disguise. You cheeky bastard. No, he's gonna go back and sleep.
The ghost.
I knew it. I knew it.
My whole life, my people, the devil, they chose for me. I choose this.
I don't know. I think Dracula chose that for you, to be fair. So did they make Clements survive? That's a weird change because in the original, no one survived. So we're in London here. Where is he with his top hat and cape?
Carfax Abbey. You the new owner?
No, miss. Just looking for him.
So he survived and he's gonna hunt down Dracula single-handedly. Oh, that's a weird change. So is he gonna partner up with Van Helsing or something? So he hasn't completely changed yet. He's still looking like Nosferatu, like a creep. So that was Last Voyage of the Demeter, and I think overall, I did enjoy it. I wanted to spend a bit of time before doing this review and think about it a bit. I think overall I enjoyed it, however, the ending I did not like. I think changing up the ending and having Clements survive is not the preferred ending I like. I prefer the original where the whole crew gets killed by Dracula pretty much. I feel it makes the story in that certain chapter way more scary and impactful when no survivors are on the Dementor. It kind of makes that chapter feel less dreadful than what it is. And it seemed like this movie was building up for some franchise, which I think in hindsight now, it's probably not going to get anything just due to the bad box office run. And that's not because the movie was necessarily bad. I just think it was a really terrible time to put a Dracula movie in theaters. So it's more the time frame of the release date that was more the problem than the film itself. And yeah, it looks like they were going to build up for potential sequels with Clements being maybe a Van Helsing type person, which again, I don't think is the greatest idea because Van Helsing is supposed to be the yin and yang with Dracula. But I think aside from the last 5 minutes of the movie, the rest of the movie is fine. It's a chapter from the Dracula lore that has always been ripped out from live adaptations. We've never really gotten anything involving the Demeter. It's usually Dracula arriving in England is the start of most of the movies. So it's nice to see a different point of Dracula's life. And speaking of Dracula, I liked the design. It was very Nosferatu-esque, where he was very lanky and tall and he looked really, really frail, which is odd seeing in comparison to other adaptations, but again, it hones back to that Nosferatu era and I really, really liked the look. And some shots did look practical, where it looked like it was a stunt guy in a suit, and some other shots did look CGI, you could just tell, but I think they blended them well. And aesthetic of being on a ship in the dark and with fog and storms hides and blends that CGI well when needed, so I think the design was all good. And yeah, I think my final thoughts of the film itself is it's a good filler movie, I would say, for other Dracula movies. For people that haven't read the book and don't know this chapter of the Demeter, I think this is a good fill-in for that. It's obviously not the most iconic chapters of the Dracula novella. The other movies do touch on the more iconic parts, but again, I think this fills this void for people that haven't heard about this story and don't know it. And of course, want to see Dracula in the more monstrous, full rage mode in comparison to the more stern, humble looking person that he is in most of the films. This is a good film for that. And yeah, it's interesting. I mentioned Nosferatu and we're getting a movie next year, I believe, Robert Eggers' Nosferatu with William Dafoe, Bill Skarsgård, a whole slate of other cast members, so that will be pretty interesting to see too, especially being Robert Eggers because he loves his really dark horror and I'm a pretty big fan of his work, so I'm keeping my eye out on that Dracula interpretation as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.